afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. Right off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Feynman will approach. We shall on the left-hand side here of the map watch Vipuks fighting here for the United States of America for the 1st Infantry Division with Infantry, Mechanized and Rifle Company. Going up here versus Jove fighting for Germany, immediately choosing Osttruppen doctrine here, by the way. Fighting for the 210th Infanterie Division. Tasked with conducting a local assault to draw away American forces from another point where German Panzer Division will then try to strike through. So Osttruppen right here, Infanterie Company of assault, by the way. Back to Vipuks, 2 riflemen. He has not chosen a commander yet. As it is, interesting enough, he's not going straight for the fuel. Whereas Jove is. We also know here that Jove is taking advantage, of course, of the initial sort of advantage in numerical superiority on the field, with his Osttruppen sort of quickly rush ahead, take points, thus gaining overall more territory than his American opponent. Also quickly occupying the building in case some armies are about. And there you go, rapid kind of fire. That's, of course, already now Vipuks knows what doctrine Jove has gone for. So there you go, the first engagement. Very brief, very brief. A slight bit of damage there. Someone got grazed. More rifle than ramming. 3rd squad on that, and we're missing a choice of Rifle Company, in fact. And there we go. He cancels the 3rd squad instead, just calls it in. Getting some veteran riflemen there. Already veterans 1. Somewhat they're on the way towards veterancy 2. 3rd Osttruppen squad there for Jove. Well, the Osttruppen fight from the larger manor house here versus the advancing riflemen. Riflemen are a nice heavy cover though, so might not go all well here for the Osttruppen. Though they are certainly doing what they can. Man engaged down south of the division troops versus Osttruppen squad down here as well. Osttruppen might want to move into support here, because now we're seeing 3 squads here engaging the Osttruppen, and the Osttruppen definitely not going to hold up versus that for long. They will need support, and there you go, moving up through the ditch here to support their comrades. Finding out the riflemen exposed out in the open. There we go, quickly shifting over, vaulting over the cover, getting out the far here of the Osttruppen by the ditch. And the others could get out of there, down to 3 men already. Heavy casualties inflicted, and they do make it out of there. The fighting continues down south here, the Osttruppen versus the reassembled troops inside the building. There you go, riflemen forwards, Osttruppen firing back. Northern point now being secured as well. The Hilfswillige doing what they can.
Veteran know-how will help us to better prepare our...
2 shots going in there, riflemen charging once more. Vipuks going for local superiority no matter what. Charging in versus the Osttruppen. The Osttruppen will quickly have to vacate the premises here as well, as they are swiftly overwhelmed. In this case, he does not suffer heavy casualties. An MD42 of the ramming for Jove. Meanwhile, the northern part of the map is secured. Overall, we do note, though, for all intents and purposes, Jove does have most of the map at the moment. Of course, that's soon going to... Ooh, also here, a bit of aggressive mining going up here in the top of the map, right here by the Vipuks territory. There you go, the MD42 fighting strangely, the MD42, and the casualties are beginning to pile up slowly already. Jack and Joe went down.
Capture complete! Orders!
Osttruppen quick to reinforce and move out. Ambulance on the way here for Vipuks. S-Mine's up here as well. He's definitely sort of mining up the northern approach of the map. Going to make it difficult for Vipuks to move up here, and that's going to require minesweep if he's aware of it. Nonetheless, unless of course he manages to lose an entire squad, and wipe it anyways from the squad in one go. Also advancing, coming 5 from the riflemen. MD42 moving up there, and we are noting... 2nd MD42, so 3 Osttruppen, 2 MD42s, a bit of sort of, I suppose, a variant on a standard Wehrmacht build with 3 grenadiers instead using the cheap Osttruppen, who are also quicker out in the field. So in that regard, you know, he sort of trains longevity and firepower in some regards with sort of earlier map control, and also by, you know, doing things a bit cheaper. Meine Herren, we are fighting a war. We need to fight this economically. I'm not made out of money, you know. Anyways, points there being secured. Rather than counting the MD42s, in fact, got 2 MD42s bearing down upon the poor sods. That's definitely a lot of bullets going in their direction. Quick telemark there in case we do see a sort of vehicle rush there from Vipuks, but no, he's actually going for a 50 caliber. And there you go, troops moving north, and there you go. Lieutenant hitting it. Losing several squad members. There you go, the Rifleman again. Bit of a surprise there from Jove. A very nice surprise, by the way. Of course, unless you're the Americans, in which case your opinion might range more along the lines of, damn those crap bastards.
Heavy machine gun team, ready for
They're flanking in there, though, the survivors of the minefields. Ostrom, they're quickly moving up to the fence. Throw them back here, the MD4 doing what they can as well. More Ostrom arriving on the field. Flamethrower here for the Pioneers. Good to well enforcing the Rifleman out of the Manor House. Ambulance being forced to take up position there. Also moving forward, Rifle Squad, they're retreating very rapidly. So advance down south as well. There we go, healing up. Veterans, 2 Riflemen doing alright, alright. Lieutenant there firing down the Ostrom in the ditch, hoping to turn it into a grave for those Ostrom, most likely.
the enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
50 caliber moving up, there we go, going to make things a bit more difficult here for Jove's men, in particular the Ostrom are going to be very easy targets there for the might of that heavy machine gun. Also from the suppressor, they will be a bit harder to hit for it for a brief period of time, considering that what extreme range we're dealing with here. The Ostrom that continues to keep the right flank a bit coming. There we go, we've got some mine troops up, so this will clear out a bunch of the mines to the left. They've already done a bit of work then. It's only forced them to get mine troops, more importantly forced to divert troops away to the north. So it might buy them a bit of time, ultimately it's not going to be a sort of, long-term solution. Both MG42s here, by the way, a bit of a risky move. I mean, they get flanked, that could be a lot of trouble. Plus, of course, the flanks will then be a bit weaker in some regards. So, of course, I have to see work for Joe. And there we go, Ostrom in the ditch. Not having a lot of fun there, so 50 caliber creeps forward. In fact, he's getting a second 50 caliber now. That's just actually a bit rare to see an American plane. In fact, I don't recall I've ever seen it, so I suppose a bit unprecedented, but still. 2 50 calibers in a row here for Vipuks to sort of try and deal with the Germans. Very interesting, very interesting. I mean, it's definitely a lot of firepower and can then arrange, considering also make it difficult for Joe to advance forwards. And there we got a half track out here. Apparently, some have been spared away from a Panzer division, most likely, to support the assault here of the infantry division. Was not uncommon to see sort of elements of divisions later on in the war in particular from a Panzer division, for example, sort of detached an infantry to support it, or I suppose the division itself could have found it once, scrapped and sort of pulled it back together. Who knows? Minesweeper versus Flamethrower. It's clear who's going to win this one, yeah. MD42 is in a bit of trouble. Still, the half check will ensure he's also got a bit more durability on the field, particularly since Ostrom can reinforce really quickly. You can in fact sort of ensure the Ostrom are much harder to deal with, although of course the command bunker on the right spot can also do the trick for you. Build and occupy with the 50 caliber. 50 caliber coming in the spot here as well. That's definitely going to make the centre a much more painful and awkward spot for Jove. Definitely a lot more painful. So question is, how will this turn out? We know now Panzer Grenadiers are running for Jove. Moving forwards here to support the Infanterie Division, who has apparently not afforded really any of its main infantry, but is relying on Hilfswilliger and some MD crews and whatnot. Pioneers forced away quickly. And the Riflemen getting some pressure also in building, doing what they can, and that's not exactly an awful lot considering they're already current. Well, less than impressive. Stake down to 3 men and a sliver of health. And we note here he's taking up not for the battalion command post, but the company command post, going for a capture. That could mean anti-tank guns. That could mean a pack house, for example, to fire down some artillery here on the positions of Jove. And there you go, the Ostrom will quickly enforce the half in that way, service some help there. And shifting builds, then moving straight in front of the 50 caliber then, and Yuri quickly goes down. Medic bunker up there for Jove. Unless Joe somehow misclicks and gets an MG bunker, in which case he's probably going to feel a bit silly. Not sure why he's popping their Panzer gunners inside the building. That seems a bit of an odd choice there for him, to be honest. And I think Joe realizes it is. Looks like he's trying to swing things around the south here, realizing the centre's perhaps not doing so well, so the assault force being sent south. That's good. He might want to send in the Panzer spot. No, they actually be sending north to help there. Ostrom quickly getting overwhelmed by the lieutenant. Panzer is advancing there with the Sturmgewehrs. And there you go, the lieutenant is quickly dispatched there, leaving only a few survivors. But the assault in the centre continues though. Interesting, not what I expected. 50 Cubs doing a lot of things here to sort of break it up though. I suppose it might be able to draw away attention from the south as well. 50 Cubs moving north here. Oh, there's the Panzers, and they are quickly going to get suppressed and in trouble. Not looking good here, not looking good for Joe. Popping over to Jove, in fact. Who's not teched up either, by the way. Half-track in the middle of trouble. Half-track moving into an area he can't be able to escape with it easily. Oh dear. Ach, Scheiße. He might. Oh, Pioneers died as they went over the cover. Ostrov and veteran too, but they're on their own. Some nasty losses inflicted upon Jove, in fact, in rather short succession. And the half-track, well, now a burning bonfire.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
He's getting a second half-track, though. He's very insistent on that part. Interesting. Not what you'd usually see. But this has definitely put Jove here a bit on the back foot. Losing a Pioneer squad on a half-track like that. And we can see again that Vipuks have sort of secured a nice chunk of territory as well, so that's going to make things more difficult. There we go. Rather engaged by the Panzers up close here. The Panzers will be able to get close with their assault rifles. Except they're apparently not shooting. Second half-track arrives. 50 cover, they're quick to set up, and that's going to make things a bit more dangerous. And there we go, awesome run off from the south. All that progress and effort wasted with a few bullets. Once more pops the Panzers out of the building here. Not really the best building for infantry. The Panzers, I suppose, to a certain extent can sort of overcome it, but even then the scrub's a bit limited. It's going to need something to flank that position. We start noting actually now more support provided with a light artillery support here for Jove. That could help, that could help. Will certainly make it a bit more difficult for Vipuks to maintain some of his positions than he is. Half-track doing alright actually, 2 kills so far. 2 kills so far. Closing in the veteran to 1. The centre is not really strong position, but Jove insists on maintaining a position which is also apparently drawing up a lot of troops here for Vipuks, who must be expecting another assault to come through here. So that's actually allowing more room for operations up north. 50 cover here, that could actually end up badly. Slow and help there goes actually getting it out. Half-track rushes in, Awesome gets a shot, and there we go, Hank drops the gun. Oh no, it got cancelled, the retreat got cancelled. Oh dear. That was bad. Though it seems to be something that can actually happen with a 50 caliber. So it's an oddball there, and that needs to be sorted out actually. Captain forces the Panzers doing what they can here from the building. A quick spray there causes the captain to fall back with his friends. Now we got the Grenadiers from Ever providing further support here for Jove, making things a bit more untenable here in the centre, and definitely the building there a bit less safe. And with a third machine gun in his hand, he's definitely going to make things a bit more unpleasant for Vipuks and his men there with a 50 caliber added. Still not checking up though, he might want to begin considering that. He's in fact a bit vulnerable versus enemy armour, even with a pair of Panzer on the way for his Panzer Grenadiers and a Teller mine. That's not necessarily going to stop a tank from charging from his lines.
Losing a sector.
At least not for long. Vipuks back to sort of gaining some ground here. MD42 taking up the position.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Firing back there. And that's actually the 50 caliber. And there you go, nice ball strike there upon the lieutenant's unit. Captain moving up with some rifle north there. Looks like he's going to lead the assault. And I hear white phosphorus going in. There we go, on the 50 caliber position and the Osttroppen. A deliciously obnoxious chemical concoction, causing quite horrible burns, then losses to the troops as they will dwindle down and then finished off by the captain and his friends. And the captain actually runs into some of the white phosphorus. That's not good. That is not good. And a pack hard is joined in here for Vipuks, adding some serious artillery firepower first proceed as well, making things a bit more difficult here for Joe for the time being. Mortifying MD42 forces back fall back. That's going to maybe up with the Gewalter Ladung. Turning where the rifle. There we go, though. Mortar round strikes well. Strikes true. And strikes up a few Americans dead. There you go. Puts your rifle squad. They're going knocked out by the MU-43 and the Panther it is. Yes, there we go. No survivors. President continues to 50 caliber moving north. In fact, he's got another 50 caliber. It would seem to replace the one lost. Very rare to see such focus on 50 calibers from an American player. And they're certainly causing Jove to be a bit more cautious. Though interesting enough, I mean, Jove should maybe think about, oh, there we go, he's sected up, so he might get the support armor core. It could be one of those who's actually going straight for the 4th tier and the Schwerer Panzer, or Heavy Panzer Corps. There you go, replacement pioneers in the way, so he's not tagged up, which could mean he might be going for the support armor core. Pack cars are there firing. He was sort of meant though for mountain divisions and I believe airborne units as well. I mean, it was howitzers sort of meant for small and light to carry around. The Germans essentially had the same thing called Gebirgsgeschütz, for example. I believe their Fallschirmjäger used a similar gun. It was basically a variant of the lightest Infanteriegeschütz without a gun shield, basically. Just going in the rough and arriving. 50 caliber though from the Germans in a bit of trouble, and we do see here the Vipuks is ready to punish it. Half to God's forceful back, and there's a Captain Ford's bazooka rockets flying through the air. And there you go, anti-tank rifle, we can see the half going down. Oh, will the... Oh, there we go, they missed both of the bazooka shooters there. Silly them. An ordinary hit by the Veteran 2 for the mortar pretty quickly, that's definitely been doing alright there. Pack cards though continues to bombard the fascist lines. And up north the 50... Oh, the MU-42 was just about to shift around as the 50 caliber arrives. And a Jackson! Very interesting there. Apparently Vipuks is very worried about enemy armor, which is why he went for Jackson first, but so far we don't... The support armor core just went up. So he might have been thinking a bit too far ahead here, but he might be able to get the half-track, but he could also risk losing the Jackson, by the way. It seems like he missed the mine. And there you go. Half-track is kaput. And the Panzerfaust hit the bunker instead. What was your shooting, Grigori? There you go, another Panzerfaust knocks out the engine on the Jackson. There's still a speed sufficient enough to get out of there before the Panzer grenadiers arrive. Still a bit of a quick rate there, which could easily have gotten very ugly there for Vipuks if he'd driven slightly differently. But in the end, though, a wrecked half-track is all there is to show for it, for Jove. And that pack howitzer continues to lay down and give it a hard time at the moment, though, to hitting anything. Good hit there. Interesting enough, there's been no attempt at an officer, by the way, from Jove here, or maybe say some trenches. Not been entirely bad choice versus the Americans, if anything. Question is, what will be next here for Vipuks? What will he choose next? We do see a Panzer falling away for Jove. The Panzer Division is ready to spare some armor here for the assault to help further its success. Also from the quick overwhelm quickly, not looking good there. Vipuks still in a reasonably dominant position here versus Jove. The artillery and all the other things are making things a bit more difficult here at the time being. In particular, those 50 calibers are making freedom of movement for Jove's troops a lot more difficult. Now you got the pack howitzer firing again, 6 kills. Closing in on being able to get Veteran G1. And there you go, we got the Panzer arriving here for Joe, a bit of armor. Could be used to break north first. Getting the rifle there, maybe the 50 up there could be a good move for him. Shifting the mortar away there from the range of the pack howitzer. There you go, moving north here. No Pintermount machine gun there, a bit too late here. There we go, yes indeed, there does seem to be a bug there. definitely needs to be fixed. Sherman Easy arriving here for Vipuks, adding a bit of armor to him. Over to Vipuks, in fact.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
So a bit of regular armor there, and he's also got a ton of munitions.
The enemy
My
is overrunning
God,
one of our capture
he could
points.
definitely consider upgrading from BARs or bazookas. I think rock BARs would be a better choice though, and that way he could increase the firepower of his infantry, but also his lieutenant considerably. Hell, he's got enough munitions to equip the major with BARs and just throw him into the fight as well. He's got a ton of it. Also from there moving in, lieutenant moving from the north. Pack house against the fireman. There you go. Oh my God! Ostrom unit wiped out. Veterans who won, closing in the veteran too quickly. Panzer's moving forward, there, shots going off. Panzer needs to be careful, there you go. Panzer 4 taking hits there from the Jackson. Panzer's looking at the attempt to get it, finding him the ditch there. Veteran 2 can send the arm as well. Down to half health, needs to get back. Sherman gets one, the last man though makes off, and there's a Panzerschreck dropped. Panzerschreck dropped, Pioneers flying down here past the collapsed house. Man engaged. Now this is not really a good position for the Riflemen. They're not really able to fire back here. The Ostrom actually has the slight advantage. Oh dear, they're not sure what the Pioneers were trying there. They in fact quickly wiped out by the captain and his entourage. More turning up. Ostroming, and there we go, the Sherman quick to provide an obstacle. Following up with an incendiary white phosphorus barrage. And the telemine went off. I think he's going for the Panzer. I'm not entirely sure why he then dropped the white phosphorus barrage. Specifically on the Panzer. I'm guessing that could have been a misclick.
Orders incoming.
And there the Ostrom is slowly sort of winning out here. Not a good position for infantry fighting here for Vipuks' Rifleman. That definitely could be that. There we go, he makes it for the right. That was, by the way, extremely risky. He could easily have lost the entire unit there with a good volley. Looks like the 50 caliber is taking up position in the north here. Troops reinforcing, rebuilding.
The capture point is under attack.
But again, a good strike here towards the north, opening up things there. At the same time, the Ostrom having forced away the rifle in the south there, and secure territory here. Still, tons of munitions. Again, I'm very surprised he's not going for any upgrades for the riflemen in that regard. I mean, he could even get grenades for them. I mean, there's a lot of options there for Vipuks, and the question is again, why isn't he going for them? I mean, that would definitely make a lot of sense. There we go, veterans free for the mortar. Very close, there's a veteran 2. Got the Pack 4 supporting here and assault by the Sherman. I mean, the Panzer 4 is actually heavily damaged. He should not be moving that in if he can avoid it. And Panzers remain here ready to sort of stop any head-on armored assault, it seems. That seems to be it, really. Smoke screen going up there. And nicely there to help secure the central victory point. Just a bit loosely coordinated there.
One of our capture points.
No, so ultimately the result isn't to clean, and the Ostrom end up suffering for it. Though I don't think they'll leave Jove sleepless at night. Things are slowing down here a bit for the mid-game, as both players are trying to figure out what approach to take now, it seems. And trying to figure out where's the next blow going to come from. Particularly he's sort of shifting Pax and Panzer to sort of, you know, well, in the more expected direction of the sort of, he might expect the two major directions. He's not expecting anything from the south. It's here or here. At the same time, of course, he also wants victory point back, but these, of course, that's not looking good for him at the moment. EC8 continues to do quite a bit of damage. He's getting another Jackson, by the way, and it's actually time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation is Vipuks is sort of slowly beginning to lose ground again after he sort of gained a bunch of it, but he's still maintaining the victory point advantage. He's got a nice bit of artillery there, closing in on victory 2. He's down to 150 caliber. I mean, that had 3, but lost 2 of them. He's got plenty of infantry, Panzerschrecks, but again, I do really think he's got tons of munitions, so getting some BRs with the rifle things make it even more difficult here for the infantry of Jove. Would also make any flank a lot more potent against Jove. Another option would also just be getting grenades. I mean, again, a lot of the munitions could do for smoke screens, and, well, grenades are blowing up units as well. I mean, other those things would do him quite well, I think. So you definitely should consider that instead of just expending it all on white phosphorus. So that is one fault there. I'm not entirely sure why he's getting another Jackson. He must be really worried, you know, that at the moment Jove is saving up for the bigger tier. He's going for Panthers. I mean, it is common a bit, you know. Someone goes for a Panther 4, sort of heavy tier 1, then moves on for sort of the bigger tanks further after that. So that must be what he's preparing for. Otherwise, I'm not entirely sure why he's going for that kind of a heavy response versus a Panther 4. He'd probably be better off getting a Scott or maybe something else in form of artillery to sort of blast us through. Just simply another EC8. So that's a bit of a fault there for Vipuks. But otherwise, you should consider actually sort of trying to flank up here, launching assault that way with, for example, 2 EC8s and breaking up the positions down south here for Jove, and then afterwards you can sort of break up through here. I mean, that could crumble together all of Jove's forces. Looking at Jove, on the other hand, I mean, he's got some armor. He's firing some railway artillery, definitely meant to sort of cause some harm there to his opponent. He's got 1 tank. He's got a bit of infantry, but he's got a ton of machine guns. I mean, he can hold territory reasonably well. But at the same time, the trick is now to sort of ensure that all the machine gun positions got anti-tank support. That's a bit sort of the trickier part. But if we can sort of leverage that, I mean, we can do a lot to sort of break down infantry and just basically drain it away. And in that regard, you know, he's not completely worse off. You know, if he's not taking up, but certainly getting another Panther 4 right about now could work out well. If he can sort of attack things correctly, he might want to consider launching a larger assault up through here, taking that point. Maybe setting up for something to ambush any tank destroyers or tanks running in, then sort of charging them with Panzer Force. I mean, you could even do it like this. Then sort of carefully try to sneak this Panzer Force up here, so when tank destroyers and Sherms run in, he can sort of move up through here and attack from the rear. That might have a few options to sort of consider in that regard. Otherwise, I mean, he's not exactly got a lot of munitions. He could consider maybe saving up for a bit more through some of the fuel if he's not going to take up further. I mean, that's also an option. Getting a Panther, maybe a Panther F would certainly not do him poorly either. A bit more infantry would also be a good choice. Maybe some Panzer guns or just some Ostrom. Even an officer would be a good job. I mean, with the smoke and the concentrated fire ability, you could actually do a lot for Jove's forces here at the front line. Damage-wise, actually extremely close. But we do note Vipuks, partly due to shooting up a lot of Ostrom, of course, has the kill advantage. His mortar is definitely also a nice little choice. He should try to probably see if we can't knock out that pack howitzer before it breaches veterancy, in which case it becomes a bit of a meanie versus armor. But back here to Vipuks and back to the fight. There we go. Heavy damage on the Panther 4. Veterancy 1. Schwerer Gustav fires down here, supporting the infantry division. Almost gets those riflemen, but instead gets, well, some trees and a bit of the building. Oh, 50 caliber, utterly wrecked there. Nice shot there from EC8, but the Pack 40 gets off a good hit there in return. And 50 caliber puts a stop to the Panzer's advance there. The 50 caliber was a rather old heavy machine gun, and in fact is still in service today. A nice bit of shooting there. Cancel a bit of trouble. Captain moving in from the north. And the 50 caliber in a lot of trouble there, being pushed back. The rifleman might want to consider getting out of the building. That is not structurally safe. They should definitely not be having riflemen with Panzerschrecks inside that building. I mean, one shot from a tank and things going to fall apart like a house of cards. If those cards were made out of bricks, were really big. And there you go, second Panther arriving here. 116th Panther Division providing ample support here for the 210th Infantry. Jackson moving north again. The 2 Jacksons is only a bit of a surprise there. Oh, he'd forgotten about the mines up there, but the Jackson cleared them all out, actually. And the Sherman there got a bit damaged. Panzer moving forwards. No pack support, those needs to be a bit careful there. Nice hit there from Panzer. Might be able to get it, he might be able to get it, but then again the Jacksons are moving in there with a nice movement of guns. And there we go. Celtics going in there on the Panzer IV. Need to get back, need to get back. Almost down, almost down. Back 40 point spot. And there we go, the Panzer gun. It's there we go with Panzer X. Got it, got it. Yankee Panzer ist kaputt. Oh, Panzer, here you go. And we're seeing white phosphorus going down. He's probably sort of trying to prevent the Panzers from falling through further. He was more worried about them going in for a follow-up strike on the Sherman. Otherwise, I can't imagine White called down white phosphorus on his own wreck. Unless he's worried the Germans will try and pilfer them from the sweet American goodies. Since the fun fact was, the Germans were actually pretty quick to figure out where the Americans did actually hide all of their good stuff inside the tanks and tank destroyers. So, little fun fact there. Not sure why sitting in the Panzer IV like that. In particular, not without blitzkrieging at the very least. But there you go, Panzer Grenadiers. Another Jackson down, and the Panzer IV went down at the same time. Ah, good.
We just lost a medium tank.
Panzer's down to 2 men. Ah, 4-6, 4-6, Jürgen. Meanwhile, though, Joe did some damage. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The pack counter there, by the way, virtually 2, which means it's now roused effective versus armor and other things. There you go, direct hit on the mortar. The mortar, by the way, not looking too good by now.
We're losing a capture point.
Also, 50 coming forward. Not a lot of action in the south, though. The south is interesting enough, sort of bereft of action. It's sort of mostly happening towards the north and the centre. Joe might want to sort of try and, outmaneuvering his opponent instead of sort of striking into a wall like this. And there we go. What was predicted would happen did happen.
Heavy machine gun team ready for
Panzer moving forwards, and there you go. Pack House actually taking heavy damage. He might be able to get it, he might be able to get it. Capture moving in. No, he shouldn't pull back the Panzer IV for that. Sure, the Pack House could actually do some damage there to it, but he's actually firing elsewhere. He should do his best to actually knock out that Pack House if possible. But no, he allows it to escape. He's nervous. Easy hit moving in. We still got a third Jackson on the way here. Also, Maximilian to help back the Americans to the south. Good. Good. And a 50 cal being sprayed with fire. The Germans, by the way, like to mix up their flamethrower fuel with tar to sort of increase the range of it. Little fun fact there. Jackson soon. And now we got Petrovic. I mean, that's got a ton of kills all quickly, which definitely makes that a lot more unpleasant. Higher range. And decreased cooldown on the barrages. 50 cal in the back position. The Panzer IV are firing away. And this one's actually closing in on Vetch. Oh, but there you go. Strong hit there. Took it down to 1/3 health. Not sure why I moved his Panzer IV. And there you go. Almost got that Panzer IV there with a strike from the Pack Howitzer. Pulling back here to Joe. Pack IV recovering. Panzer IV may gone down. Oh dear. The bush there. The foliage. The foliage. Be mindful of foliage like that with your anti-tank gun positions. And there you go. Panzer IV went down. Panzerfaust there on the AC-8. Veteran C2. And some Ostrom down south. But in fact, we're noting here that Jove is very short on infantry all of a sudden. He needs to get more now. He needs to replace loss at the same time. White Phosphorus going down to Pack 40. AC-8 pulling back there. So called because of some upgrades which makes the ride a bit smoother. Changes the suspension and the likes. Otherwise it's more or less like any other Sherman with a, well, bigger gun. Though there were apparently also some upgrades in form of armor, though I think those were more sort of crew improvised upgrades to sort of increase the frontal armor. Though that was not necessarily too uncommon amongst most armour crews, no matter what side they're on. Even the Germans sort of try to spruce up the frontal armour of their panzers, for example, from time to time, to sort of make it harder to break through.
New anti-tank gun has arrived.
In fact, there was a fun upgrade for the Stug, which actually involved pouring down concrete on the front. That was mostly just to protect the driver, but yeah, they poured concrete on it. Not exactly what you hear a lot about. But there you go, again another smoke screen. It would be nice if you sort of try to use a bit more for other things to change it. And there you go, another nasty hit there from the Pack Howard to 34 kills. He's actually now got, I think, more kills than the Granatenwerfer, and that Pack Howard, I think, has been up more on the field. Oh well, Pioneer's been forward here to deal with the 50 caliber. Sherman taking several hits there, Pack forwarding what he can.
The squad of pioneers has arrived.
And that, there we go. Oh, got the 50 caliber. That could be secured by the Germans once more. But the situation is beginning to look a bit grim here for Jove. He's beginning to bleed out. Of course, he could replace some of those losses with more Osttruppen. Still a ton of munitions here for Vipuks. I'm surprised he hasn't considered again upgrading some of his riflemen, or even the lieutenant. I really think he'd benefit with some BARs or some, well, bazookas. Although there we go with a flamethrower. Still, more upgrades would be good. And he's also actually beginning to suffer some infantry losses, so it's beginning to look a bit problematic for Vipuks there as well. You should definitely consider upgrades for fresh riflemen. Again, he can just call in veteran rifleman himself with his rifle company ability. Panzer IV close to veteran G2. Also, a fun fact when it comes to mortars, as we do see another assault going in towards the centre. For the Germans, by the late war, the 8cm was sort of the standard medium mortar. For the Americans, it was a 60mm mortar. Since then, they've already been affected by the 120mm mortar, which sort of shifted the German mortar system, if you can call it that. Another railway artillery strike there going down the American lines. Once an attempt, I think, to get that pack out and silence the thing forever. Instead, what gets silent is, well, trees and maybe some mice.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Veteran V50 caliber here in threat of being turned into veteran dead 50 caliber. Well, that Panzer IV. There we go. Torch. Mortar continues to land down strikes there. Again, we're seeing a bit more action up north once more. He's not trying to just say rush in a Sherman. He's here to clear up that thing there. He should consider that. I mean, the more you can sort of pressure things away, because currently, I mean, Joe is placing everything he can into the centre for sort of ground fight there, or at least sort of to prepare for any enemy assaults that way. So rather what he should be trying to do is sort of try to attack elsewhere where he's weaker, maybe try to flank out this position, doing a lot of damage that way. Vipuks at this, and of course, I mean, Joe could consider himself that the same, you know, or maybe sneak in some Ostrom to do some territory and draw away troops. Jackson got the Panther fight to move forwards there, straight into the line of fire. Damaged already. And there you go. Nice hits going in from the EC8 and the Jackson. A quick blitz and another white phosphorus barrels going down in the pack position. And the Pioneers for that matter. Ripen almost wiped out. There we go. Sherman got the pack crew. Very close to veteran G3 there. And there we go, fresh Ostrom finally arriving. All of the Pioneers have been upgraded with flamethrowers. You can see that Vipuks is starting to feel maybe just a bit overextended and get still tons of munitions. He really should consider some upgrades for his men to increase their firepower. Even, I mean, you can just consider getting some re-echelon troops to equip the bazooka to sort of form improvised anti-tank team to deal with a Panther IV, keep that at bay, or just spam re-echelon troops equipped with BARs. Create a larger force of Browning automatic troops at this stage of the fight. Oh, flamethrower tank burst open there upon the rifle and the 50 caliber crew. 33 kills for the Granatenwerfer, 42 for the pack howitzer. I mean, once that thing hit veteran C3, it's really become nasty.
Germany now holds the victory point. You need something? The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Oh dear, veterans even returning to deal with the pioneers. Though of course, if we had an extra PER, that would certainly make him more lethal. Except that could in fact be a lot allows the pioneers to get away. Granada for close as a landing. One hell of a strike. Pioneers playing up there. We're seeing here, in fact, we're launching a larger, sort of wider movement there from Jove against the positions of Vipuks, and Vipuks actually a bit too extended to sort of deal with it properly, maybe. The mortar crew that's about to get wiped out. You're seeing here that he's very intently trying to knock it out there with his pack. Hard to Panther holding his way forward. Jackson moving in. We got another easy hit there right for Vipuks. Panther taking hits there. Shots did not bounce around. There we go. Veterans in flee for the EC8. Target's also knocked out, it would seem. Northern assault here towards MD42 results in pain and horror as survivors take quite a shooting. He must be saving up for Patton or something, all of that munitions. Sturmgeschütz for Jove! Ja, ein Sturmgeschütz! Gets a pin to motion. Oh, nasty hit there. 46 kills. He's actually repairing his mortar. Well, great! I mean, so many players tend to neglect the mortars and machine guns. Another unit right here. We do see someone actually repairing the mortar. Splendid work! Splendid work. Really commendable. Really something I do feel needs to be pointed out. As some players tend to neglect the maintenance of their equipment on the battlefield. Victory points are beginning to look a bit dangerous here. And a nasty hit down the Panzer IV. And he's actually moving it forwards. Stuttgart's moving in, needs to be careful though. Not sure why he went for only vehicles only. I mean, he tends to always perform well versus infantry, but there you go. Almost got the Jackson there, that almost. If he's going to send in the Panzer IV, he should blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg! In fact, you should consider blitzkrieging away there. He's sending in the Stug though. Almost got it, almost, but there we go. Dual shot there from Jackson, the EC8 knocked it out. Yeah, that was a bit silly there by Joe. A tragic waste of a good Sturmgeschütz. The Panzer IV, though, still operational. Closing in on veterans defeat. Joe's position is in the watchboard coming under assault, but interesting enough, it does not seem like his opponent Vipuks is sort of interested in going in heavy. And again, tons of munitions. Failed Panzer IV shot there. 38 kills are coming on from the EC8, and we got a lieutenant flanking in there as fast as a greased lightning. But the centre's been absolutely ruined here on the map. And oh, he lost a mortar! He lost a veteran to 3 mortar! A heavy loss right there for Joe. An expert mortar crew wiped out. Back here though, 2 Vipuks with a larger force overall. He's got more armour, he's got more veteran armour. But certainly not German armour. Oh, finally making a move towards the north. Took him long enough. I'm surprised he did. Still, no upgrades, no nothing, no grenades, no anything to sort of help his infantry, and for that matter, holds his lieutenant to get a bit more potent. I definitely think that's a bit of a bigger mistake there by Vipuks. I mean, it certainly feels like he might win here. I mean, if his opponent's victory point's lying low, he's got more armour and all that, but still, I mean, you know, a more firepower would certainly sort of help solidify things versus Jove. I mean, a few BARs here and there, a bazooka maybe, or some grenades sort of allow him to fire smoke, or just get off some grenades. Henswell got some good hit then. Tree shattered by the mighty United States artillery. 52 kills, my goodness. Someone's definitely going to get in a war there for that work. Panzer IV, those going to pull back once more for repairs, so very, very close there to Veteran 3, which would mean a higher rate of fire, more mobility, which could actually then cause some serious problems even for the Veteran 3 Sherman. Things are looking a bit extended here for Jove at the moment.
A capture point is being overrun.
Looks like we're getting into the excitement.
Mortar doing what he can here. And what do we have here? A second pack arriving.
Point is
At
under
least an
attack.
additional pack, and there you go. Panzer IV once more ready. Oh dear, he forgot about the Jackson.
A medium tank was just
And the
lost.
Pack 40 actually guarded. Oh, a slight mistake there could have cost Vipuks quite dearly. Now he will be a bit more vulnerable to the Panzer IV, but once he takes Veteran defeat, it will be a bit harder to contain. We'll have less to worry about. Rather than engaged by the Veteran 3 Panzer IV. And there we go. Veteran 3 up, increasing its rate of fire and mobility. A true ace of the Panzerkampfwagen 4. And there you go, 50 caliber wiped out as well here.
They got wiped out.
EG8 versus Panzer IV. Good straight there shots between the two. Panzer IV, though, still wisely pulls back in this situation. Another series of great hits there, wiping out almost the entire rifleman unit. Victory points being secured. The victory points quickly draining down for Jove. He needs to quickly turn this around if he wants to win. And of course, Vipuks need to counter-attack and quickly keep those points locked down.
Germans have 50 points. One of our fighting
I think he was trying to secure this, but it seems like he said they're going to expect boxes. I heard there might be wine in these. Wine. But there you go, desperate push forwards here by Jove. He pushed even his damaged Panzer IV in. More troops would be better. And there you go, quickly gets into the Sherman. Artillery strike going down into the centre of Vipuks forces, shattering his defence of the centre victory point. A desperate assault here, but seems to have worked out for the time being. Northern VP secure as well. Need to get a 50 caliber or a bunker to guard it. Pack Hounds continue to deliver kills. 57. That's damn impressive and slightly terrifying. It certainly shows the potency of a pack house sort of once it really gets going. I mean, it does take a bit longer, but as you might have noticed, once it gets there, it gets there.
Button her up. Big push coming.
49 points left though for Jove. A lot more left for Vipuks. Also from there getting absolutely slaughtered. Seems like the infantry division might want to consider against some of its regulars here. Der Hilfswillige are beyond, well, Hilfe. Another railway to the strike by the looks of it. He's not giving. I'm wasting almost 1,000 munitions for Vipuks. Almost 1,000.
We're losing a capture point.
That has to be a record or something. But there you go, White Phosphorus Banner going down. Surprised it took him so long. And there you go, Panzer IV almost knocked out. Almost knocked out. Main gun destroyed. I think it's that pack howitzer which is doing all the damage there. Panzer pulled back there, barely operational. What's this? A flak panzer of all things. He's getting a flak panzer. Infantry. Pack there getting wrecked. Infantry barely holding on as well here for Vipuks. Not looking good here. He could actually cause himself some problems if he loses infantry squads. Right now, the Austrian could in fact be right there to push him above and beyond that edge by turning his infantry into a pulp. And there we go. Mortar strike wipes up one infantry squad. He's down there now. Very short on infantry. Very short. Getting very dangerous here. Very tense. Panzer IV needs to be neatly repaired. But whatever pioneers can be mustered. Trying to get a machine gun right there.
We can now deploy a smoke screen to blind the enemy.
He's hitting me to deal with the pioneers. Absolute crazy fight here. More riflemen arriving. Still not a single upgrade for them. I really think you should consider that. There go, looks like Pack 40 moved up to deal with the Sherman. The Sherman's acting with Pack into it. He's not paying attention. He's not realizing what's going on here. Pack gets it. Munitions cooked off. He's still trying to get the MD4 too. He probably should be bringing that EC8 to help deal with things down here in the centre, while there's still a chance why everything's pointed towards here. Austrian trying to do what he can here, taking a few more hits. More Pioneers arriving to repair that Panzer IV. He needs it back. He needs it back.
Armor here.
The faster the better. Flamethrowers being quick for the rifleman. Still not taking any further upgrades there. Lieutenant almost down here before the veteran for the MD42. But that MD4 is also about to go down itself there. 62 kills on the Pack howitzer.
Our riflemen will now be better trained.
And he got it 63 kills. Panda 4, Blitzkrieg forwards, yes! An offensive Blitzkrieg. And there we go, main gun and the EC8 knocked out. Abandon the EC8 is abandoned. Good shot there in the Jackson. Almost out there, Pack 40 finding main gun knocked out. Pack 40 gets it, Jackson just in the nick of time. Another Panzer IV rolls through the white phosphorus smoke straight through the shattered American lines. EC8 apparently knocked out fully there.
Lost a medium tank.
And there you go. Vipuks surrenders and then loses the Pack howitzer. Absolutely crazy end right there. Jove managed to pull this through, right through the bitter end. Very close fight in some regards there. An interesting fight and a bit of an odd fight there. I've never seen a player float munitions quite like that. And I think in part that also resulted in his loss. I mean, he could easily spend those resources a lot more efficiently. I imagine again, you know, had he simply upgraded his rifle with either BS or bazookas, even open up for grenades, he could add such more power in his force. He could also have done a lot more to negate the firepower of Jove's. That was, I think, really one of the larger mistakes he committed, and it's a bit of a surprising one to see. Vipuks is not exactly a bad player, so a bit odd to see there. The Pack howitzer definitely turned out to be one of his strongest assets this match. I mean, it just tore through everything. Tanks, infantry. It did a ton of damage there to Jove, and certainly caused Jove quite a bit of anguish. The armor and tanks was also quite interesting, though. Again, I might have wanted to see Scott those important things, and one thing that also was an issue there was that Vipuks never sort of really tried to outflank his opponent. He never really sort of tried to outmaneuver him, which gave Jove a bit more time to sort of rebuild and sort of get some strength in. Also, as the game progressed, there's no more infantry sort of being thrown in. And you can even consider just setting up, you know, fighting positions with 50 calibers in them. So that's something there to consider. But Joe, this was certainly also a close fight. They lost of infantry, a lot of it. He used Oststorm and Panzers and the such. I think, though, he should have considered an officer to sort of augment the Oststorm and the other weapons here. I think that would have done him a lot better. A few trenches in the right place, I think, could also have done a lot of good for Jove. Instead, he never quite sort of fully utilised his doctrine, except for throwing in Oststorm and a few artillery strikes here and there. So I think that was actually a bit of a mistake there by Jove. Armour handling, you know, he did all right there, showing some good moves here and there, sometimes less good. The Stuke definitely was a bit wasted there. Good use of packs, mines early on. Mortars and the Pioneers certainly also did quite well there. It's really an interesting sort of strategy to see sort of play out there. It could have been interesting to see him actually take up further here, but in this case it might actually turn out to be the right decision for Jove in this case. The last game the late progressed on, he should have thrown in more infantry, I think. And to some extent he would also benefit if he sort of tried to outflank his opponent through the south. In fact, both players tended to largely avoid the south completely, except for sort of smaller skirmishes here and there between harassers. So that's something to consider there as well. But it was a very interesting fight. Again, bit of a weird fight there, but I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay and provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and thank you all for watching. Bye.